Marina's hilarious Captain Pike Mime and Strange New Worlds crossover explained by Tawny Newsome and Jonathan Frakes. Ensign Beckett Marina mimes that wheelchair Captain Christopher Pike, Ensign Mount, will end up enduring Star Trek Strange New Worlds crossover with Star Trek Lower Decks, and that hilarious joke is explained by Tawny Newsome, director Jonathan Frakes, and co-writer Bill Wolkoff. The key moment in Strange New Worlds crossover comes when Marina and Ensign Brad Boimler, Jack Quaid, have a private conversation with Captain Pike in his quarters, and the lower deckers are shocked when Pike reveals he knows all about his future when he's horribly disfigured and ends up in a wheelchair in Star Trek, the original series. During Trek Talks 3's Those Old Scientists panel that raised over $108,000 for the Hollywood Food Coalition, Tawny Newsome, Jonathan Frakes, Bill Wolkoff, and co-writer Catherine Lynn were asked about Marina miming Pike's wheelchair, which is one of the best bits of physical comedy in Strange New Worlds crossover. Newsome delves into her careful thought process behind Marina's mime. Frakes explains why he chose that take to go into that episode, and Wolkoff also praises Ensign Mount's part in the joke and scene. Read their quotes and watch the Those Old Scientists panel at the 51:26 timestamp below. Tawny Newsome. That's an important moment because, to me, that kind of highlights the type of humor that's permissible in Star Trek. Because there's a lot of different takes of me doing different miming. But I was very conscious of that moment, of Marina miming Pike's wheelchair, seeming in any way ableist. You don't want to make fun of someone who suffered an injury like that. But what I was trying to make fun of was the ridiculous, old-school characterization of what they thought in the future you would be put into if you had an accident like that. That's a high-minded. That's a lot to communicate with a couple of hand moves, but I do think that's an important distinction, and that's where Star Trek works best. You are not gonna make fun of someone who's had an accident. You are gonna gently poke fun at old-school future-minded thinking. So yay, that was very fun. I was glad to see that it made it in, and it didn't piss Ensign off too much. Jonathan Frakes. That was the take we chose because it was clear by the physicality. The exact tone that you just described was what you did for us.